The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning here at 5 a.m. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen along with Alex Fisher, and a lot to get to this morning, but yesterday was really refreshing.
It was an absolutely gorgeous day, a little different from what we saw just a couple days ago with those warmer temperatures. Kevin Charette is in this morning with a look at our forecast, and boy, Kev, was it absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, yesterday we were in the 70s. We're going to inch back up into the 80s on this Earth Day. And then we're also talking about the chance of rain coming into the forecast throughout the morning. So we'll talk more about that. Let's show you the satellite and radar right now. And you can see we've got clear skies. So no rain expected for today. Just nice sunny conditions and a little bit warmer. As we look at the temperature right now, 58 degrees, a north wind at 3. That will pick up a little bit as we go throughout the afternoon. Our dog walk forecast starting out 8 a.m., 60 degrees. And then we'll look for some lower 80s this afternoon. By 8 p.m., 76. Into the mountains, we've got a temperature right now at 43 and northwest wind at 3. The winds are also expected to pick up again this afternoon for you. Right now, the strongest of the winds out near the Mojave area, and we've got the wind advisory in place until Friday at 2 a.m. for all of the mountain locations and then also out into the desert. Here's a look at the hour by hour, starting out in those 40s, and then we'll look for some 60s throughout the afternoon. We'll talk much more about your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Kev. Our top story this morning, a child is in critical condition after getting a hold of a gun and shooting himself. Police say it happened just after 7:30 last night at an apartment on Marsha Street near Stockdale Highway and New Stein Road. Officers and bystanders provided first aid to the child until first responders arrived. He was then taken to a nearby hospital and is listed in critical condition. Police say the child's parents were there when the shooting happened and are cooperating with the investigation. BPD's not released the name of that child.
A McFarland High School teacher is under arrest, accused of having inappropriate contact with a child. Court records show Miguel Martinez, a welding teacher at McFarland High, is charged with a misdemeanor count of annoying or molesting a child. He is free on $10,000 bail and is set to be formally arraigned on May 12th. In a statement, the McFarland Unified School District said Martinez is on administrative leave and not allowed to return to school grounds, and that child annoyance or abuse and professional misconduct will not be tolerated in our schools. 2 men accused of 2 deadly shootings are behind bars this morning. 27-year-old Vladimir Sanchez was shot and killed on January 15th. The shooting happened on Meeks Avenue and near Plans Road. A few hours later, 28-year-old Scotty Tripp was shot and killed at an apartment on Taylor Street near Bell Terrace. According to police, an investigation revealed the killings were related. Officers say in both shootings, other victims were targeted but survived. Yesterday, officers arrested 23-year-old Jorge Flores and 22-year-old Carlos Trejo for 2 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. Meantime, Bakersfield police need your help to find a man wanted for a hit and run. The crash happened back on February 3rd near the corner of Weibel and McKee Roads. Police are looking for the man you see in this photo. If you have seen him or have any information about the crash, call police.
5:04 is your time now and making headlines around the state. The man accused of helping his son hide the body of Cal Poly freshman Kristin Smart is out on bail. 80-year-old Ruben Flores is charged with accessory in the murder case against his son, 44-year-old Paul Flores. Ruben posted bail last night just hours after a judge lowered the amount from $250,000 to $50,000. The judge said under the law, Ruben must be given a reasonably affordable amount of bail because he's not a flight risk or a risk to public safety. Both men pleaded not guilty at their arraignment Monday. Now to the latest in coronavirus news here in Kern County. Public Health reporting 2 new deaths yesterday along with 48 new cases. 1,333 lives have been lost to COVID-19 in Kern County since the beginning of the pandemic. State data shows 28 people are in local hospitals, 8 in the ICU.
Adventist Health Delano is partnering with the Kern County Latino COVID-19 Task Force to provide free COVID-19 vaccines to McFarland residents later today. The clinic is happening from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at McFarland High School. Just call one of the numbers on your screen to make an appointment. And just a reminder, in the state of California, everyone 16 years and older are eligible for the vaccine. You can sign up by going to the state's website, myturn.ca.gov, or call the number on your screen, 833-422-4255. A statewide survey is being used to determine how many people currently have antibodies against COVID-19. And Kern County is one of 7 counties participating. They're asking adults and children across randomly selected households to complete a survey and free at-home antibody test. Researchers are hoping to learn more about the virus and its effects in the state. And as an incentive, residents will receive a $20 gift card for each online survey completed, and another $20 gift card for each test kit.
Kern County Park Rangers are stepping up enforcement at Panorama Park today. It's part of a new initiative called Operation Safe Park to deter illegal activity in the area and help keep it safe for residents. It begins today and lasts through Saturday, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. each night. The county said Panorama Park ranks among its most popular parks. Meantime, Golden Empire Transit's looking for new bus drivers, maintenance workers, and bus cleaners. The company's hosting on-the-spot interviews in its boardroom on Golden State Avenue. Head to getbus.org/careers to apply ahead of time. And Get says be prepared with a resume when you arrive. Today marks Earth Day, and this weekend you're invited to help clean up Kern River. Bring Back the Kern and Kern River Parkway Foundation are hosting a community volunteer cleanup at the San Miguel Commemorative Grove. It's this Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon at the Grove just off Manor Street. Bring Back Kern says this area is dramatically impacted by trash. The city's rapid response teams are working this week to remove larger pieces of trash from the riverbed, and they will be providing dumpsters for the event.
Time now is 5:07, and in education news this morning, Valley Strong Credit Union is helping students at California State University Bakersfield. The credit union pledged $1 million to establish a rotating research fellowship at the school for projects related to the economic growth and prosperity of the Kern County region. CSUB's president, Dr. Lynette Zalesny, says Valley Strong's gift will unlock the ingenuity and imagination of our students and faculty to move our economy forward into new frontiers. And in a year full of lockdowns, restrictions, and distance learning, Kern High School students will soon get the chance to walk across the stage and accept their diplomas. The district yesterday released a full schedule of graduation ceremonies, with the majority taking place on June 8th and 9th. For a complete list of dates, times, and locations, just head to our website, kget.com.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
Welcome back. Governor Gavin Newsom says he's still not ready to declare a statewide drought emergency, but he is declaring emergencies in 2 Northwest counties and directing the state agencies to prepare in the event conditions become extreme. Standing in what should be 40 feet of underwater, Governor Gavin Newsom declared drought emergencies in Mendocino and Sonoma counties yesterday. The governor noted both county lake capacities are extremely low, prompting the declaration.
You can't focus this state as a one-size-fits-all solution, meaning we have to target our solutions regionally. Truly, parts of the state are in extreme conditions like this. Other parts of our state are not experiencing the kind of extreme conditions that we're experiencing here.
Yesterday marked the 3rd time in about 2 weeks the governor said he's not ready to declare a statewide drought emergency, but Newsom's administration's preparing for extreme conditions another drought could bring. The governor signed an executive order yesterday, which includes identifying watersheds, natural resources, and communities at risk. Some Republican lawmakers who have urged him to declare a statewide drought emergency said the governor's actions fall short. Governor Newsom said he also expects to provide more funding to deal with drought-related problems in his upcoming state budget, which should be out within the next few weeks.
Making headlines around the nation this morning, students at Ohio State University staged a protest last night over the shooting death of 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant by a Columbus police officer. Hundreds of students gathered at the Student Union of Ohio State University before staging a sit-in inside the union to protest. They sat in the middle of the street in front of the State House, blocking traffic. Students say the march was for police abolition and called out the university for not acknowledging the shooting of Bryant. The demonstrations come as Columbus police released body cam video of the shooting. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations is looking into the incident. Daunte Wright's funeral is to be held in Minneapolis today. A funeral service will be held on today in Minneapolis for Daunte Wright, who was shot and killed by a Brooklyn Center police officer during a traffic stop. According to organizers, the service will be held at noon at Shiloh Temple International Ministries. Reverend Al Sharpton announced his organization, the National Action Network, will cover Wright's funeral costs. Sharpton will also give the eulogy.
Teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg will testify before Congress at an Earth Day hearing today. The hearing comes as President Joe Biden is set to meet with world leaders for a virtual conference on climate change. Thunberg will appear before a House Oversight Committee panel for a hearing entitled "The Role of Fossil Fuel Subsidies in Preventing Action on the Climate Crisis."
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back here at 524 in your Business Watch. The construction industry is booming. Staffing firm PeopleReady says this year's construction season will bring as many as 500,000 jobs across the U.S. Many require no experience and provide on-the-job training. Some of the most in-demand construction jobs include roofers, general construction workers, and concrete workers. PeopleReady is holding monthly hiring events and encouraging people to apply on its JobStack app. Venmo launching a new way for customers to buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrency within the Venmo app. Customers using crypto on Venmo can choose 4 types of cryptocurrency: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. And when they make transactions, customers can also choose to share their crypto journey with their friends through the Venmo feed. The service will be available for all customers within the next few weeks.
You might start seeing some wedding invitations in the mail again soon as the event industry starts to make a comeback. But wedding trends have changed since the beginning of the pandemic. Liz McLaughlin has more on what to expect this year.
Welcome family, friends, and loved ones.
Virtual wedding planner Wedfully took off in 2020 as the pandemic forced couples to pivot big plans for their big day.
We've always wanted a big wedding.
Even as COVID-19 protocols loosen in parts of the country, some couples are still seeing the benefits of digital nuptials.
The 2 main benefits of going virtual is definitely cutting down costs and cutting down planning stress.
This spring, couples continue to embrace the mini-moni, with plans for a bigger reception later this year.
We're going to see a lot of the trends that happened over the last year carry forward.
And as in-person events bounce back, newly engaged couples are competing for venues with those that postponed last year.
We're definitely seeing weddings booking a year and a half in advance.
With many Saturdays already booked up and fall set to be the busiest ever for weddings, couples are getting creative.
So we're seeing couples plan for Thursday weddings, maybe Sunday brunch, Sunday evening, even into Monday.
Many wedding planning checklists now include health protocols, with more couples and venues starting to require guests to be tested or vaccinated before attending.
The biggest one is this vaccine and negative COVID requirement, which will basically be the only way in which we can operate safely indoors for an event.
One bride so excited to get the shot, she did it in her dress.
Getting the vaccine is really exciting. It was a celebration.
And a way to make celebrations safer.
It's going to be a little pinch, okay?
Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
All right, your time now is 5:32, and today President Biden will connect with world leaders online about climate change and COVID-19. But the major undercurrent running through the Washington right now is the verdict in George Floyd's murder and whether politicians will use this moment to make police reform happen.
As Tracy Potts reports, there are signs of progress.
Alex and Maddie, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Yes, there are signs of progress. We're now hearing people from both political parties say police reform could happen in a few weeks. The president is firmly behind the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, the White House says, but that he's also willing to hear and consider ideas from Republicans. The White House says President Biden will make a personal push to Democrats and Republicans for police reform privately and in next week's address to Congress.
He has every intention of using that as an opportunity to elevate this issue and talk about the importance of putting police reform measures in place. The bar for convicting officers is far too high. It needs to be changed. Getting 10 Republican votes in the Senate may hinge on one key issue: legal immunity for police officers. Democrats want to get rid of it.
The Senate's only black Republican is offering this compromise: sue the department, not the officer.
I think we are on the verge of wrapping this up in the next week or two, depending on how quickly they respond to our suggestions.
Meantime, the Justice Department is launching a pattern and practice investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department following the conviction of former officer Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd.
The Department of Justice will be unwavering in its pursuit of equal justice under law.
The investigation will look at policies, training, supervision, and whether police used excessive force against protesters. These investigations typically look at whether there are systemic issues inside the police department that lead to civil rights or constitutional violations. I'm Tracy Potts, 17 News.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.